We take interesting source material and pull out the key stuff for you,
Mm-hmm.
especially for those of you who love those aha moments, but, you know, maybe don't have time for the full deep research.
Exactly. Get right to the core insights.
So today, we've got some excerpts from the Change Your Life podcast. It's an episode called From Burnout to Breakthrough, and it features Jordan Carter.
Yeah, interesting story there.
Right. And our mission here is really to understand what triggered his, well, pretty big life change.
And it maybe find some actionable ideas for anyone out there feeling a bit stuck.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So what jumps out first from Jordan's story?
Well, it's that classic contrast, isn't it? He had all the external markers of success.
Like what?
You know, the big salary, putting in crazy hours, 70-hour weeks, I think.
70 hours.
Yeah.
People wear that like a badge of honor sometimes.
They do. But internally, he described feeling totally burned out, numb even.
That really resonates, that feeling that, okay, things look good on paper.
But something's fundamentally wrong inside. It's not fulfilling.
Yeah. And that led him to a real breaking point, didn't it?
Absolutely. He had this stark realization. He actually said something like, if I do this for 10 more years, I'll completely lose myself.
Exactly that. That's a powerful moment. It shows how those external things just weren't enough.
So what happens when someone hits that point? For him, it's pretty decisive.
It really was. He didn't just, look for another similar job. He quit.
Just quit with no safety net.
Apparently so. And then booked a one-way ticket to Bali.
Wow. That takes guts. A huge leap of faith.
Definitely. He admitted he was terrified.
I bet.
But he also said, and this is key, I was more afraid of staying stuck.
Ah, so the fear of stagnation was actually greater than the fear of the unknown jump.
That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
And Bali, well, it wasn't just an escape, was it? It became something more.
Right, it acted as a catalyst.
Mm-hmm. He reconnected with things he loved, like
Yeah.
photography, storytelling.
Things that probably got buried under those 70-hour weeks. Almost certainly. And that rediscovery actually led to his current business, doing travel content.
It's amazing how a change of environment, just removing yourself from the routine, can open things up.
Yeah, it disrupts those ingrained patterns, creates mental space. It connects to that idea he mentioned later.
The one about comfort zones.
Yeah, that growth begins where comfort ends.
Ooh, I like that. Simple but profound. It suggests that feeling of discomfort might actually be necessary.
A sign that you're stretching yourself, moving towards something new.
So for someone listening, maybe feeling that stuck feeling Jordan described, but, quitting and flying to Bali isn't an option.
Right, which is most people.
What was his advice? Because it was actually quite practical.
It was. He basically said, start small. You don't need the grand gesture immediately.
Okay, so no need to quit your job tomorrow.
Exactly. It's more about consciously carving out space for the things that light you up.
Finding little pockets of time or energy for passions, hobbies, things that feel meaningful.
Precisely. It makes the whole idea of change feel less overwhelming, more achievable, step by step.
Which ties into the original podcast host's final thought too, doesn't it?
It does. The idea that change doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be intentional.
Intentionality, that seems key. Small, deliberate actions.
Yeah. So pulling it all together, the big takeaways are look beyond just the external success.
Check in with how you actually feel.
Right. Recognize that staying stuck might be the bigger risk than making a change.
Even a scary change.
Yeah. And know that sometimes a new environment, even a small shift, can spark new perspectives.
And finally, that powerful changes can really begin with small, intentional steps.
Towards the things that genuinely energize you.
So maybe the question for you listening is, what's one small space you could carve out, maybe even today,
Just a little space.
for something that truly lights you up?
Yeah.
Think about it. What might your future self thank you for starting right now?
Good question to ponder.